to take you what you want right from me.
So it's one thing to see the object, but it's a whole other ball game to see the seer, or to see the fact that you're seeing. Because again, in essence, you can only be focused on one thing at the same time, so to speak. So if you're seeing your reactions, then that's what you'll see and that's what you'll fuel your awareness with. But if you're seeing the fact that you're seeing, then suddenly the reactions take a back seat and they even disappear for moments at a time altogether. And you become aware of this stream of consciousness, the stream of isness, of essence, of beingness, of joy, of bliss. The stream that's the self. It's not the other self. It's not the object. It's not the not self. So instead of just locking in on what you're seeing, which is, I sometimes think it'd be great for Vipassana to change its whole instruction or curriculum. Because the setup is so cool. You sit for 12 hours a day, you don't get to interact with anyone, you don't get to have sex, you don't get to sleep for more than 4 or 5 hours, you don't get to read, I don't think even. And this is for 10 days, I believe, those Vipassana retreats. But they're so useless because they just have you sit and look at what comes up. It's the most useless waste of such an intense period of time. If you change one little thing and you have them look at awareness itself, it'd be amazing. An amazing environment for self-realization. In fact, everyone's wasting 10 days of their ass muscles. And sure, that amount of time will naturally generate some state of elevated consciousness, but it could be so much more efficient, in my opinion. So it's not about watching what arises, it's about watching the fact that you're watching until you get lost, but bright and awake. Not lost, dreamy. Lost, but very intense, palpable, present. Presently lost. Intensely, palpably, clearly, lucidly lost in awareness of awareness. Awareness of isness, of being. Same thing. Rather than looking at the person react and do its things. That's a good state to return to as a baseline, to be the witness of your thoughts and your emotions and your interactions and to learn from them. But when we're really talking self-realization, that's not quite enough detachment yet. That's not absorption. That is still watching the illusion, believing the illusion, being located somewhere, space-time. It's not really self-realization oriented so much. It just makes you a more aware person of higher integrity, higher nobility, higher mastery, higher self-control, and somewhat higher consciousness, but it doesn't set you free. It will never fully set you free. Unless you intensely look at what you are to the point where you realize, at what arises. You intensely look at what arises until you, through that intensity of seeing, naturally the seeing is what realizes itself. Realize that it cannot be what arises. If something arises, it cannot be you. You are prior to it. Does that distinction make sense?
Yes, it does. I can feel it very clearly right now.
Good. So next time that you notice yourself seeing the reactions, dismiss the reactions altogether. Be like, this is not who I am. Who even cares? This is going to be an endless fucking movie of me watching my person react in the world. To what extent? So that I can be more mindful and I can tell my partner that I'm aware of my emotions. I'm not just triggered anymore. I'm triggered, but I'm aware that I'm triggered. Do I really want to practice that for the next 15 years of my life and not get any relief? Other than like being less motivated by what I see? Which is cool, but it's really not that significant compared to self-realization. Self-realization means realization of self, not realization of the triggered person. So to realize the self, you got to place your attention on the self. And your triggered emotions and the personality are not the self. They are what appears. Now they appear to the self. So to be aware of that which is aware is a direct path to self-realization. Use the same amount of time, might as well use it more intensely, more productively, more liberatingly. You deserve liberation, and you don't deserve to be a Vipassana junkie that just watches You know, it's this whole thing, this whole, I mean, it has good qualities and it's better than complete identification, but like mindfulness magazines, yoga magazines, and then it's the newest, hottest article or interview with this person who's like talking about mindfulness and how cool it is that they're aware of their thoughts now. And yes, it is cool, but none of these people are free. None of these people know the taste of pure bliss, of sheer bliss, of God. And you deserve that. It's just it's performing duty to like look at your thoughts and emotions and distance yourself from them and not react while they are reacting. It's punishment. You know, what's the spiritual relief in that? You stand in that corner, you don't get to interact, you get to watch do this or that or whatever it is. It's just nasty. It's like you go sit in your corner as the observer and watch yourself get triggered all day long and then feel good about yourself for watching it instead of reacting to it. But it's really not that fun. It's not that fun to watch your thoughts and emotions. It's fun at first when you realize like, oh my God, I'm not my thoughts and emotions because I can look at them. That's great. That's a great revelation. But then if you continue to watch your emotions and your thoughts to hopefully become a better, more mindful, more yogic person, you've lost the plot. It's just punishment, self-punishment, and you deserve much better than that. You deserve bliss and liberation.